Yeah.
You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. We straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters.
Ah.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every weekday morning. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Hey, how'd you know that? And the man on the other microphone, he is a great American and a great patriot.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your boy, Chris America, coming to you live this Monday, April the 6th, or sorry, May the 6th. I can't get the day right to save my life, Loudbeard, but it is May the 6th, 2019. At least I get the year right every day. And it is a beautiful day on 12 Ounce Sports Radio where we are live from 6 to 7. And we also simulcast on a beautiful day on Full Press Radio Network. Welcome in, Loudbeard.
Yeah,
Ugh,
it was
had
a
burp.
Oh, okay. Well, great way to start our listeners
Yeah.
off with telling them.
I don't know why I can't get over April. Like, I've been writing 4 down this whole month at work. I don't know. April's in my head. Time to move on to May, Chris.
Yeah, you do. I mean, we've had a lot of important events going on in May. You have to realize this. We had May the 4th be with you. Yep. All the Star Wars fans out there in the world got to have their day and celebrate. And then we had Cinco de Mayo, which was yesterday. So we've had all kinds of stuff exciting happening in May, and you just can't let it go, can you?
No, I can't. And we got some exciting playoff hockey going on in May, too.
Yeah, a lot of exciting playoff hockey in May. We've got horses running around a circular track with controversy happening in May. We have NBA playoffs happening in May. We've got all kinds of stuff happening in May. So stop saying April. We're tired of this. We need to move on.
Well, you know what happened in May?
Showers, and then they bring May flowers. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, in May, your bunch of jerks sweep the Islanders. They complete the sweep, and they're on to the Eastern Conference Finals, Loudbeard. Is your jinx, curse, kiss of death, is it over?
Well, sir, I was going to share this story in a different segment, but I think I'm going to share it now. I feel like my curse, my jinx, I believe it is back. And the only exception that I've had to date is this Hurricanes situation. And I've jinxed and given the kiss of death to the Hurricanes. But Chris America, there's somebody else out there that I gave the kiss of death to, and it really hurts my feelings. Do you know who that is?
Who did you give the curse of death to? Was it Steph Curry? Like, you were like, oh, Steph Curry's about to make this awesome layup because the final seconds of overtime, and then he just totally goofs it?
I'm going to say a little bit. Yes, a little bit. But he's not the main person or animal that I've done that to. So, Chris America,
are you?
sit back and listen.
PETA, please tune out. We don't need your blood thrown on Loudbeard or any of your protests, okay? Just because he jinxed an animal doesn't mean he abused it. All right, go on.
All right, so this is what happened, Chris America. I was sitting there. We were here Friday. We were talking about the upcoming Kentucky Derby, and I was like, okay, I haven't gotten my deposit bonus with mybookie.ag. I just go on and did the promo code 12OZ Sports after I clicked on the link on our website from 12 Ounce Sports Radio.
Naturally.
And so I said, let me go ahead and get the deposit bonus, and let me go on there, and I think I'm going to put my hat in the ring on some of this Kentucky Derby stuff. And I did a little research, and there was a beautiful horse by the name of Maximum Security that had won 3 races in a row, and all signs were pointing to this horse winning the race. So I said, let me go ahead and put a little, cheddar cheese right there on my boy Maximum Security. And I'll be honest with you, I watched it, and I was excited at the outcome of the race. I said, yes, my horse won after I put some good money down on him, knowing. Now, I put a little bit of money on some other horses, but my big chunk went down on Maximum Security.
And you
And I
won,
said-
right?
And I won.
Mass
I looked-
favorite. You won. You're celebrating. Things are good. So what did you spend your money on?
Well, here's this is where the Steph Curry thing comes into
So
play.
your kiss of death is dead. Like, you bet money on a
I'm a
horse.
winner.
That horse won. So how did you celebrate that the kiss of death is gone? Your hurricane swept the Islanders. Your Maximum Security won. What did you like? Did you take the wife out to dinner? Did you go to downtown Orlando and buy like a round of shots? Like, what did you do? I'm excited
Well,
for you.
And
That's good news.
yeah, it is good news. So, and this is the amount that I was sitting there looking at, and it actually showed in my account that I had won right after the race. I looked and I said, all right, there's
Oh.
$250 in my account right now because I put enough money down on this horse to win some good money. So I'm like, okay, I got $250 I won. Sweet. This is going to be a good day. Now, I know the Rockets aren't going to lose 3 in a row. Let me go put some money down on the Rockets. And this is where I was going to go throw $50 down on
You're
the
feeling
Rockets.
it. You
I'm
are
feeling
it.
good. I'm going to throw $50 down on the Rockets. So I go down, put the money down on the Rockets, and then something happens. After I select that matchup to put down money at mybookie.ag after using the promo code 12OZSports, and I say, what's going on here? It shows 0 in my account. It's not letting me finalize this extra bet I just wanted to make on the Rockets and Warriors because I was going to bet that the Rockets were going to win straight up. And yeah, so I would have won another $25 off of a $50 bet on that. So now I'm down even more, knowing that some hokey rule about some horse getting in the way of another horse and not winning the Kentucky Derby, first time ever in the world of everness happening. I am now officially, I'm going to count it out about between $250, $275 because of this horse, Chris America. And I'm very, very sad about this. So I gave the kiss of death to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors because if I would have put money down on the Rockets, and I would have if Maximum Security's bet would have paid out like it should have, then Steph would have made that dunk and the whole story would have changed. But because Maximum Security and the Kentucky Derby crew, and I'm not going to blame the horse. The horse did its job. It ran well, and it won. I blame all of these officials in the Kentucky Derby. They're worse than the officials that did that Saints game. You know
Yeah.
which one I'm talking about. They're
Yep.
worse than those officials. They're worse than those officials that do the Golden State Warriors Rockets game where the Rockets get all the calls against them. They're worse than those guys. These officials at the Kentucky Derby, I'm telling you right now, I've got a stone cold vendetta against these guys, and it is not good, Chris America. So the Maximum Security kiss of death happened over the weekend, and I don't know what else to say. I'm flabbergasted.
We talked about how like the name sounded like an action movie, Maximum Security with
That's one of the
Jason
reasons why I picked them.
Statham. And then they're like, nope, that movie's getting scratched. We're gonna go with the Renee Zellweger Country House.
Yeah, that's terrible. And the 65
65
to 1.
to 1. Okay, so imagine this, Loudbeard. I thought about this. Imagine being that guy who goes down to the Kentucky Derby. You put your whole life savings and you're like, I'm going to be like that guy who bet on Tiger Woods. That guy who just put 85 grand down on Tiger Woods and he won. I'm going to be like that guy. And he puts it down on this 65 to 1 horse. And then he sees his horse is doing well. And his horse is like in second place. He's like, he's got it. And then he crosses the finish line and he has that utter sense of defeat. He realizes he just lost $85,000. He's not like the guy that bet on Tiger Woods. He is crushed. He's like trying to figure out like how to tell his wife and kids. And then a glimmer of hope, an announcement over the PA. We are sorry to announce that Maximum Security has been disqualified and your winner is Country House. And that guy, like, can you imagine how that guy felt? All those people that bet a lot of money on the 65 to 1 horse and they almost won. and then they actually did win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that guy's got to feel pretty good. The raw emotions of losing and then winning. But I would say the worst one would be the guy that put all of his
Money on maximum security.
life savings on maximum
Yeah,
security.
because you do tend to bet more money on a 4-1 horse than you do a 65-1, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. This horse was favored going in. Looked really great. I did my research, like I said, had won 3 races in a row and was coming in hot into this Kentucky Derby. And after Omaha Beach was pulled back because of injury, we knew that maximum security was going to be the winner. At least I did in my heart of hearts. And the worst possible outcome ever for the Kentucky Derby happened this past weekend.
Yeah, it was definitely it made the Kentucky Derby more interesting than it already was. They say it's the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Well, they extended it to like another 10 or 15 minutes. It was definitely interesting to see how everything went down and that something like that can happen in sports. That you can just totally change the results due to a penalty.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you like it, or do you think this was a blemish on the Kentucky Derby?
See, with racing, it's hard because if you do get an advantage in racing, you can see it, and it can affect the outcome of the race. It's not like football. I mean, I guess it is. Like, with the pass interference with the Saints, you have no clue what was going to happen if that happened. But if you see this horse truly making a charge and you block them, or you do an interference, or you do something to cheat to hold the other horse back, then you can say, like, yeah, he was going to win that race if it wasn't for the fact that he got cheated. So I don't know.
Cheating. That's a strong word right there.
All right.
You're using a very strong word.
They got cheated.
Maximum security doesn't
not
deserve
cheating.
this.
Yeah. I mean, what was I saw the replay at a bar, but I never really like watched somebody break down what exactly happened.
Yeah. I'm not really probably the best at breaking this down, but basically the other horses were kind of making a move, and maximum security just kind of worked its way to the outside, and it blocked officially a couple of the horses. I think War of Will was one of them, and maybe Country House. I don't remember what the other one was. So they said it blocked multiple horses because it went from the inside lane basically and started working its way outside, blocking some of the other horses from making a run. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm not an avid horse fan. I am a little emotionally tied to this because I did lose a little bit of money. I mean, it was a $35 bet, so it wasn't like I lost $1,000. Like, I can lose $35 and I'm okay with it. It's really the 200 and I think it was 230. I placed $34 and 238 is what I would have had in my pocket if maximum security would have won. So now I look at it as like, it's not just that I lost $35. I really feel like I lost $238 because of all this. And now I'm kind of thinking, should I really be betting on horses? By next year, the taste will probably be out of my mouth, this disgusting taste of wretchedness known as the Kentucky Derby. But by then, I may bet again. But it's going to be a while before I bet on a horse. That's for sure, Chris America. This whole thing, the sport, it's just going downhill. It's like boxing. I think it's all rigged. It's crooked. I don't believe that anybody is safe. And, yeah, horse racing, I don't care if they've done it 145 times over the last 145 years. It is terrible. Absolutely horrible.
So you're saying that when Preakness rolls around, you're not going to bet?
No, absolutely not. Screw Preakness.
What about by the time Belmont Stakes rolls around?
Nope, not doing it. Not doing it, Chris America. I have putting a stand right now today. I'm going against horse racing. I'm joining PETA, a matter of fact. I've decided that what they do to these animals and they take that little stick whip thing and they start whooping it in the butt, I think that's inappropriate. That's wrong for these horses.
Ace Ventura showed us about that in Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, like a long time ago.
Yeah, it's inappropriate. And I, as a avid member of PETA, I am now telling you that the treatment of these horses I'm not going to tolerate it any longer, Chris America. I'm not going to bet on them anymore. And I'm going to go out there and try to free as many horses as possible. And that's where I'm standing today.
You're like a bird. You're going to fly away. You don't know where your home is. Anyways, Loudbeard, did you notice what you did?
What did I do? I took what you started with hockey, and I took it in
Yes.
a way different direction.
You took it in a way different direction. You got us off of hockey. I was like, I'm going to be committed to talk a little bit of hockey. You know, the fans have been clamoring for it lately, and we need to pick up our hockey game.
Well, you asked me about my kiss of death, so I needed to tell you
I
the
did. You're right.
ins and outs.
You're right.
And
You
remember
shoulda-
that kiss of death went over to Golden State, so I guess
Yeah.
in the end it's not that big of a deal because I'm only down a little bit of money, and Golden State lost. So you said something about hockey? I'm sorry?
And that's the one thing that I find hard about gambling is I don't think about the $35 I lost. I think about the $238 I should have won.
Yeah, it hurts a little bit.
All right, Ladbeard. Well, your Islanders sweep, your Hurricanes sweep. The Dallas Stars take a 3-2 lead against the Blues. And then, of course, one of our fans' favorites and one of our other fan, Hefe, pretends to be their favorite. The Blue Jackets fall to the Bruins. They're now down 3-2. They got to bounce back tonight. But remember how we were like, who's Torts?
Yeah, go ahead with the torts. I'd like to know.
Yeah,
Insider
Torts
knowledge.
Torts is their coach, and apparently we're really, really, really bad hockey or Lightning fans, Ladbeard. Although you're not really a Lightning fan. You're more of a Washington Capitals fan, but they won last year, and you grew up in the Tampa area, and so you wanted to see the Lightning win, right?
This is all true, yes.
So I'm more of the Lightning fan, but apparently Torts was the coach when the Lightning won the Stanley Cup back in like 2004. Remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
All right. Well, he had this to say about their chances of winning the next game and Game 7, and why she said that Torts is the original jerk. This is what he had to say after the loss.
Things happen for a reason. We have chances to tie it again. Doesn't. Things happen for a reason. And I truly believe that. We'll be back here for Game 7.
You said that you'll be back here for Game 7.
We will.
What gives you the confidence that you'll
Because
win
we
Game
will.
And then he walks off.
Mic
I like
drop.
that. I
Yep.
like that. It's
Man of
it's
confidence
very-
right there.
That's very what is the name I'm looking for? Coach Pop right there. Very like we will win the Game 7. We will win
Yeah.
Game 6. Like we're not only going to win Game 6, but we're going to win Game 7.
Yep, I know. I like it. And can I give you a quick correction there? I want to make sure because now that all of our hockey fans are listening in, they're really
Yes.
starting to dig down deep. You said that I think you said that the Blues won, right? And so they were
No.
up. No,
No, I said the
you said
Stars beat the Blues.
Now they're up 3-2. Now it's 3-3. Last night they tied the
Oh,
series
that's
up.
right. Sorry, I was looking back at Friday's games and scores.
Yeah,
I didn't,
no, so
I
they
didn't scroll
tied
down
it
yet.
up
So
last
it is
night.
3-3. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's where I was confused. You said 2-3 or 3-2 and all
Yeah, I
this
said
stuff.
3-2. Yep, it's
It-
tied
it's a
3-3.
tied
So another
series.
Game 7 in NHL playoff hockey. I mean, it's on fire right now, Ladbeard. We're missing out.
Well, this was a typical game, too, for the Stars. I mean, really more typical for Ben Bishop because he's the only player on the Stars that I know because he used to be on the Lightning. And he plays well, and then he gets hurt, and then he lets down his team, and that's usually what happens. Ben Bishop, he can't stay healthy. This guy is always hurt, especially in crucial games. He's like the Chris Paul of the NHL.
The Chris Paul. Yeah, you're right. He is the Chris
I
Paul
think
of
I
the NHL.
am. This is
You're definitely right.
cutting edge analyses here.
Analyses. Yeah, you analyzed the heck out of that.
I did.
Now, I'm pretty sure I heard this right on Craft Brewed Sports. And if he's listening, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Scotty Too Hottie's team is the Sharks, and they went up 3-2 Saturday night. Avalanche opened up with a goal to begin the game, but then the Sharks come back and win the game. So they're up 3-2. And then, like I said, we got Bruins and Blue Jackets tonight, Loudbeard. I think we need to tune into that one if we can.
Yeah, I'm putting. I'm not going to say putting my money because I don't want to give the kiss of death. But I'm going to say the Blue Jackets pull this one out. They're going to tie the series up. We're going to go to a game 7.
Don't do it. Jenny of Ohio is going to hate you, man. El Jefe is going to pretend to hate you because that's his pretend team.
Okay. I'm still going for the Blue Jackets. Sorry out there, Jenny of Ohio, Jefe of Ohio, anybody of Ohio. I'm saying the Blue Jackets are going to win this one. You may or may not want to put money on it. I'm taking a day off from putting money on things just because of this whole bad Kentucky Derby weekend. But Blue Jackets, I think they tie it up. But I don't know if they'll win the whole series. but a
Yeah, they got to
tied-up
go back to
series would be good.
Boston. They got to go back to Boston after that.
Boston's
and,
tough.
And also Sharks and Avalanche tonight. Elimination game for the Avalanche. Scotty Too Hotty's Sharks got to pull this one through.
Now, if the Bruins win this series against the Blue Jackets, I'm going back. I know you're talking Sharks, but I'm going back. That puts Boston one step closer to getting the four. Where do we
wants
the quadruple crown?
Nobody wants that.
Red Sox win, Patriots win, and we've got the Celtics and Bruins right here in contention. Yeah, nobody wants that. But if it happened, that would be quite something for us to talk about for 5 minutes on Sports Talk Radio about how we hate Boston. So, yeah, again, Blue Jackets, come on, Blue Jackets, you gotta help us out here. Don't let this Boston thing happen.
Yeah, and Scotty Too Hotty coming in. He says, "Yeah, they're my team. I mean, it's hold on. Yeah, they're my quote unquote team. I mean, it's hockey, so something like that." And then he posted the GIF, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey. I remember that skit from SNL. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like it. Well, Chris America. Well.
Well, we mentioned the Steph Curry dunk. Do we want to dive into that before the break or after the break?
Is this hockey talk over?
Well, yeah. I mean, who you got? Sharks or Avalanche? I'm
Sharks.
going for another. I'm going for 2 games. Like, I think we're gonna get a whole bunch of Game 7s in hockey, so I'm going Avalanche.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going Sharks. Kiss of death, right there. I'm helping you out.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
All right. So you want to go NBA? We could talk some NBA. I mean, if that's what you really want to do.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk Portland Nuggets. Before that.
All right.
We'll talk.
All right. Well, they are in the NBA.
State.
You know
we'll
that,
save
right?
the best
Portland
for last.
and the Trailblazers are in the NBA.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course. We can't go there. So Friday night saw the Blazers and the Nuggets go into a 4 overtime thriller.
Yes.
That ended 140 to 137, basically a marathon of a game, and the Trailblazers at that point took a 2-1 series lead on what ended up being an amazing game. And the Trailblazers looked great in this one, but the Nuggets, they fought. Final score was 140 to 137, and I mean, the superstars for both teams showed up this night. So
yeah,
all of these games in this series seem like they're kind of pretty close, and I like what's happening with the Nuggets and the Trailblazers, man. This is one of those series where you can tell that this is an evenly contested series and that anybody could come out on top. And last night, what we see is the Nuggets kind of fire back, right? They take the big loss Friday, so they fire back last night. They get solid play from their superstars. Jokic ends up with a triple-double. Jamal Murray has another big game, and they even it up. So they get a 116-112 win, and now series is even 2-2. And this is looking to be one of the more exciting series in this second round of the NBA playoffs.
Yes, and I made that bold prediction at the beginning of the series of the round that all of these games will go to 7 games. And at first I was a little bit worried about that Warriors-Rockets series. It looked like Golden State was not going to make it to Game 7. They were going to make easy work with the Rockets, but they bounced back. And, man, the Bucks and the Celtics just trading back and forth again with some blowout scores. Now, I don't know if the game was closer than what the score looks, but 123 to 116 Friday night. Milwaukee takes a 2-1 lead in Boston. Giannis, unstoppable now. He got a little slowed down in Game 1, and he's increased his points each and every game. 13 rebounds, 32 points in this one. Middleton, your Robin that you talked about, asking if he's going to come back. He put in some production too with 20 points, 5 assists.
Yeah, and that's what they need out of Middleton. And I'm going to go back to what you said about the all these series going to Game 7. That's what the NBA needs. 4 Game 7s would be amazing.
Oh, it would be fantastic.
Now that we've seen a few of these matchups, do you still believe that they're all going to go to Game 7?
Well, now I just recalled my prediction was at least 6 games for every series. But I will say this. I think all of them will go 7 games with the exception of Golden State and Houston. I'm not 100% confident. My confidence has waned. I was really thinking like if the Rockets lose this game, like it's going to be a sweep. I don't see, or at the very least a gentleman's sweep. I don't see the Rockets bouncing back down 3-0. But they did come back, and they really struggled to get that win. I mean, they had a big lead or a decent-sized lead going into the fourth quarter. They lost and went into overtime, and then the rest is history from there. So the Rockets are throwing out the kitchen sink, and they're barely skating by when they do that. So I'm not 100% confident they can make 6 games or even 7 games, but anything can happen. They can still turn it on. They still have the superstars. But like we said, we talk about that on the other side of the break. But this Boston-Milwaukee series, it's just hard to figure out. It's just not good. The Milwaukee Bucks kind of started to pull away in the third quarter, and then they just kind of kept that lead throughout the rest of the fourth quarter. 123-116 was the final score.
Yeah, and the Bucks are up 2-1 in the series, and they're playing tonight. So we're going to get to see if the Celtics can bounce back from that and even it up, which they're gonna have to play hard because Giannis, like you mentioned, is playing out of his mind. You can tell that he's really putting this team on his shoulders and taking them to that next level. So I honestly think that the Bucks take the 3-1 series lead, and I would be more worried about this series going to a Game 7 than I would any of the other series.
Really?
Yes. So I think the Bucks come out shooting tonight, and they will be the winner after it is all said and done. Now, I don't know what it is. I just haven't had the confidence in the Celtics this season. Now, they've looked good in the postseason.
I mean, you know what it is. It's those like 5 or 6 weeks where they just played like utter garbage.
Yeah, I guess I'm sitting there still thinking about that. And what happens in the regular season should be left in the regular season. But I just don't know that this team has what it takes. I don't think the cohesiveness is there. I don't think that there is that same magic like they had last season. And it's crazy because they've added Kyrie and Gordon Hayward back to that roster after injuries. And you would think they would have gotten a lot better. But it seems like they are pretty much the same team, and nobody's really gotten better. But I've liked what Al Horford's done in the postseason. You can tell that he's a true NBA veteran that knows that he's got to step up in the playoffs. So I think that's helped out the team quite a bit. Kyrie's had some really great performances in the playoffs. He's really a playoff guy. Like, that's what he does really well, is showing up in the playoffs. So, I mean, I usually don't give compliments to Kyrie, but I'm saying that this is his stage. This is where he performs at his best. And I think it's going to be tough for the Celtics to beat Milwaukee. It could easily go to a Game 7. The Celtics could easily win this series. But in my heart of hearts, and not to give them the kiss of death, but in my heart of hearts, I believe Milwaukee is going to win tonight and then win the series, whether it's in 5 or 6, and not go to a Game 7.
Well, looking at this roster, Ladvier, and something comes to me. This Bucks roster kind of reminds me of the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James. Like, Giannis is just the world-class athlete, world-class basketball player, top echelon, and then he has a bunch of really decent, solid guys around him that they're not unstoppable, but when they're on, they're on. I mean, George Hill, 21, Pat Connaughton with 14. I mentioned Middleton with his 20. How they beat them in Game 1 is they shut those other guys down. Giannis still got his points in Game 1. I mean, it was 22, but 22 points is still above, the league average, I would say, for most players. Now they need to shut those guys down again like they did in Game 1. It's not so much their offense is bad. I mean, yes, Kyrie was asleep in Game 2, but Game 3 had 29 points again. He was looking solid, but they got to come back and play that team defense that they played in Game 1 and shut those other guys down and just try to slow down Giannis the best you can. And that's how you beat the Cleveland Cavaliers over the last 4 years.
Yeah, well, only Golden State could beat them. Nobody else could.
Well,
so.
yeah. Well, because nobody else had the horses to slow down the rest of the team, and they also had Kyrie, which Giannis doesn't have a Kyrie Irving on his team.
No, he really doesn't. Chris America. Well, you know what? Sometimes we got to put some money in our pockets and pay the electric bill just so we can keep the studio running. And you know how we do that? We do that by going to a quick commercial break. On the other side, when we come back, we will find out if Chris America thinks Steph Curry or Seth Curry is the best Curry in all of the land. Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter.
Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here from the Captain Lou Extravaganza, coming to you live every Tuesday night on 12ouncesportsradio.com from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's a different name, but it's still the same great show. We're going to have guests every week live on the show, and we'll have your opinions as well as mine, and we'll see whose is better and obviously whose is right. That's every Tuesday night live, the Captain Lou Extravaganza from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on 12ouncesportsradio.com.
If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Yeah, welcome back. Once again, you are listening to Scout Team Radio. He's Chris America. I'm Loudbeard. We bring it to you hot and live each and every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. on 12-Ounce Sports Radio, and we're being simulcast. That's right, simulcast on Full Press Radio Network. So that's amazing. We like that. Listen to us live. But guess what? If you can't catch us live and you are listening to a podcast right now, you can continue to do that. Or if you just missed us and you need to hear us, check us out on the podcast. You can download us from Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, anywhere you find a podcast. You just search Scout Team Radio or go to our website, scoutteamradio.com. Or if you're one of those friends of ours up in the north, up in Canada, and you are a part of the Barn Burner Network, or you listen to the Barn Burner Network, that's right, we're on that podcast network too. Check them out, barnburner.ca. And lastly, if you want to get social with us, Scott Kaiser was hitting us up on Twitter earlier. All of our good friends, they hit us up on Twitter. We like to read their tweets on the air, and that's right, anybody that listens to our show is a good friend, so make sure you hit us up. We will read your tweets on the air. And Chris America, I have a theory that I want to share with you real quick. And I think this theory's good.
I like theories. Do I need my tinfoil hat?
No. So I was inspired because I was reading a news story that the Avengers Endgame movie is at $2.18 billion in just 2 short weeks. And they have now placed number 2 overall for highest grossing movies of all time. And they are just behind the number 1 overall movie, and that would be the Avatar movie at $2.78 billion.
Which used to be the most overrated movie of all time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was looking the other 3 movies that or other movies. Yeah, I guess the 3 other movies other than Endgame. Infinity War was up there as
Yep.
one of the highest grossing movies. Titanic was up there as one of the highest grossing movies. The Force Awakens, so a Star Wars movie. All of those make sense to me. But Avatar, I mean, there was just this weird buzz, I guess because of all the cinematography with it,
Yeah.
all the bright lights and all that. It was really not that good of a movie. It was, I'm
No,
sorry.
it was just basically another version of Fern Gully.
Pretty much. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it's not a highest grossing movie of all time kind of movie. I just don't understand how that even happened, but it had this weird buzz when that first came out. So what this inspired me is to think, in real life, who is Thanos for us here
Oh, you've
on
been doing
Scout
that
Team Radio?
all Scout Team Radio.
Yeah, who is Thanos? And I've figured out who Thanos is.
Mhm.
Thanos is the Golden State Warriors, and each one of those All-Stars that they have on their team is an Infinity Stone.
Yes,
So
I
Steph
like that.
Curry,
You finally nailed it.
Kevin
Golden State,
Durant.
Golden Gauntlet.
Yes.
Yes.
They are the Thanos of the world right now. They're the real-life Thanos, and
They're
they've
the
got
Thanos
all
of
the
the NBA.
stones, and they've snapped their finger, and they've basically disintegrated LeBron James.
His
They've-
whole career.
His whole career's gone. They forced him out to L.A., where he's going to just dust away.
Russell
they've-
Westbrook and Paul
Russell
George
West- yes.
just faded away. No matter how hard they try with MVPs and triple doubles, just it's not enough.
Yeah, as soon as Kevin Durant left OKC, that it was like that last stone coming onto the gauntlet,
Yeah.
and boom, Russell Westbrook with
It was
all
just
of his
like when-
really nice fashion. He was like,
and that's what it was. Oklahoma City had the what stone did Vision have? I can't remember. The Life Stone.
no, it was not the Reality Stone, but the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone. So
Yes.
Oklahoma City had the Mind Stone, and Golden State just reached into the forehead, crushed it, and just pulled it out. And then Oklahoma City died, and they put that Mind Stone of Kevin Durant into their gauntlet, and now they've been unstoppable since.
This is a true story, Chris America. It is a true story,
This is our best analogy yet, by far.
This made me think of it. The Golden Gauntlet Warriors are out there just snapping their fingers, tearing people up.
Title of episode: Golden Gauntlet Warriors.
And last season, when the Houston Rockets came in with James Harden and they took them to the brink of destruction, it was like when Thor came down out of the heavens with the Stormbreaker axe and came and got Thanos right in the chest right before the snap. And it wasn't enough to stop Thanos, was it? They still, no matter what happens,
No, it
Thanos
wasn't.
always wins.
Thanos always wins. You got to go for the head. You got to go for the head.
So anyway, that's what I was thinking about. That, and then Seth Curry had himself a pretty good day over the weekend, and I think Twitter reacted with some of the who's the better Curry stuff going on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Seth is in that conversation, right? So I know you think so. You think Seth is better than Steph, don't you?
I do.
Okay,
do.
I thought so. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Well, that might be a good segue to talk about your Golden State Warriors. You've been a lifelong fan. Tell me about it.
All the way back since 2015, I've been a huge Warriors fan. And I'm at the bar watching the game, and it was in that overtime. And I've never laughed so hard at a basketball play than when Steph Curry was left to just the Rockets were like, you know what, give him his 2 points. We don't need a foul. We don't need a and one situation. Just let him have it. And he drove to the basket with a lot of confidence, went up, and the rim denied his layup. It was hilarious. I've never laughed so hard at a bar. It was great. Some older guy next to me, he's like, I'm an old guy, and sometimes you got to find the little things in life, and that right there made me happy for the day. I'm good.
Yeah, I watched that dunk or lack thereof a dunk, and yeah, that's one of the worst possible scenarios to ever happen to an NBA superstar is that. Because that'll turn into like a meme or basically be the poster of him. It doesn't matter that he's won 3 championships. It doesn't matter that he's been an MVP. If you can't dunk and you blow it like that, the world is going to come down you with the fist of Thor or the hammer of Thor. That's what we'll go with. I'm going with the Avengers theme this morning, or Why not?
I'm
But
picking up what you're putting down.
yeah, that was a good play and good to laugh at. We all need a good gut laugh every once in a while, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Well, other than that, what else can you say about this game?
let me
What
ask
did
you
you get
something.
out of it?
Well, I had mentioned that they threw everything they had, just like you mentioned Thor, threw his axe all the way down, and he got the win. He got the axe into the chest. Do you think the Rockets can get the gauntlet off before they snap their fingers? Do you think they'll have a chance to go for the head afterwards? The axe is in the chest right now, but they're a long way away from stopping them. Can you see them winning Game 4, which is tonight at 9:30? Hey, it's actually at 9:30. We actually get to watch a little bit more of that game. Or will the Warriors finally snap their fingers and make the Rockets slowly fade away?
This is a tough question. I'm gonna take my hating hat off because right now I'm telling you I'm
Yeah.
a Golden State Warriors hater. They've won enough. I'm ready to see somebody else win. So I'm gonna take that hat off, and I'm gonna give it to you real, Chris America. That's what we do here at Scout Team Radio. I'm giving it to you real, and my real analysis is that Golden State just seems like they've got something good going this year as far as the advantage over the Rockets. I don't think the Warriors win it all. I feel like there's going to be somebody that comes in and challenges them and beats them. But it just doesn't seem like it's this series. I don't know what it is with the Rockets, but they just don't feel like they have that same momentum like they had last season. The team just doesn't seem like they have it all together. And I want the Rockets to win so bad. I want to believe that this Rockets team can beat the Warriors. But deep down inside, I feel like Golden State pulls this series out, and to me, that's sad. I'm crying emoji face.
Oh, yeah. Thanos wins at the end, man. That's how it ends. That's how Infinity War ends.
Until we get a time machine to go back and help the Rockets not miss 30 three-pointers in a row, Golden State always wins.
It happens. It happens, man. But we got to press on. We got to hope. And I don't want to give any spoilers for Endgame, but we got to hope that what happens in Endgame happens.
Whoa. Spoiler alert. Look at you. Spoiled the whole movie for me. Now I can't even go watch it. Thanks a lot, Chris America.
You're welcome. Well, Loudbeard, to pick you up, I've come up with a new segment for myself in this NBA playoffs.
All right, let's hear it.
That I didn't tell you about at all going into
No,
the show.
you didn't.
That's kind of what
Segment
you
for
and I
yourself,
do.
huh?
Yeah, segue for myself. And it's called the Chris America Performances of the Night. And I'm going to pick players. I've gone through all the stat lines of each and every game, and I'm going to pick the players that performed exactly like Chris America would perform if he was entered into an NBA game. These gentlemen get the Chris America like performance of the weekend. And I'm going to start off with the Celtics Bucks because the last time they played was Friday, and I'm just going to do the games their last games that they played. And the Chris America like performance of the weekend goes to Daniel Theus, 3 minutes, no points, no rebounds, no assists. Aaron Baines, both of these guys are on the Celtics, 2 minutes, no points, no assists, no rebounds. So congratulations to those guys. Tony Snell on the Bucks, 6 minutes, 2 points. Ledbeard, I think I am good for one where the whole defense collapses on Giannis and I'm left alone, in the middle of the court somewhere, and they pass the ball out to me. I can make one basket. I'm good for one basket. So Tony Snell, solid, man. You did a good job. Now let's go over to the Raptors and the Sixers. Who had the Chris America-like performance of the night? That would be, the Raptors had 3 guys on there. Fred VanVleet, Patrick McCaw, and Norman Powell. All 7, 5, 4, no points. Between the 3 of them, they combined for 2 rebounds and 2 assists. So all 3 of them had combined. I think I could get 2 rebounds and 2 assists, Loudbeard, in a game. I really do.
I think you could if you got lucky.
I could definitely get the assists. The rebounds, it's going to have to be like the shot where the ball just bounces right off the rim and falls right into my breadbasket. You know the type I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, but I think the assist is going to be like you're just going to heave a terrible shot up, and it's going to miss the rim completely, but the big man's going to come up, grab it, and throw it in like it was intended to be an alley-oop, even though it was just really an awful shot.
Yeah.
But you would get that assist.
I think this guy is the leading performer, and that's Mike Scott of the 76ers. He had 13 minutes, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. I think if I played for 13 minutes, I could definitely get the ball to bounce my way twice. But that's it. There was another guy, Greg Monroe. He had 11 minutes for 3 rebounds. I don't think I could get 3 rebounds. I don't know if I could get that lucky.
No, absolutely not. Not in an NBA game.
Whatsoever.
No. The one was being generous.
Yes, the one was being very generous. And last night's game with the Nuggets, did we have any Chris America-like performances? Yes, we did. Mr. Monty Morris. Mr. Monty Morris played for 10 minutes, 1 assist, 2 points. I can definitely get that in 10 minutes of basketball in the NBA.
Nice. Look at that. A lot of Chris Americas out there in the world.
A lot of Chris America-like performances out there. Did I do the Rockets? I think I did the Rockets, right?
Yeah, the red glare, bombs bursting in air.
Yeah, I had Giannis Jerebko. He had 4 minutes, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points. Solid work. And Andrew Bogut. Oh, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. 3 minutes, 1 rebound.
Hey, that was a quality rebound, though. That could have been the difference in the game. So tonight, Rockets in Golden State, do you think Andrew Bogut can outdo the performance? Do you think he can get better than what he already has done?
Who's that? I'm sorry, I was reading Scott Kaiser's tweet. Andrew Bogut?
Yeah, the spoiler time is over.
Yeah, spoiler time is over. Russo says ban was lifted, and seriously, F you if you haven't seen the Avengers Endgame by now. You either never wanted to or are just doing it out of spite.
Man, I had to fight hard to go see that movie. After the one theater was, the projector broke and was canceled on me, like we had to scrounge around to get last-minute late-night tickets just so I could see it. I earned my Avengers badge of honor, so yeah, I'm trying to be nice and not do the spoilers, Scott Kaiser, but you're right. Maybe spoiler time is over. Maybe it's time to just tell the world what happened, but I'm not going to be the guy that does that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not either. I still care about our fans. But Loudbeard, back to basketball. Yeah, I think Andrew Bogut plays out of his mind. I think he just goes off on the Rockets, and he doubles his production and gets 6 minutes, 2 rebounds.
Hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Just imagine if he was there to get that rebound after the Steph Curry messed up dunk and had a putback. That would have changed the whole outlook of the game.
Yeah. Now, Andrew Bogut, I think he played in an Australian professional league this season, and then once the league was over, it was like when DeMarcus Cousins got hurt, so they were like, oh, why don't you just come back? We'll bring you back on. That's why you hadn't heard about him for a while.
How old is he? I feel like he's been in the NBA forever.
Yeah, he was a number 1 overall pick, too. Very
was he really?
disappointing. Yeah.
Oh.
He was one of those guys where they're like, you're big, you're tall. That makes you the number 1 pick overall. And boom, failure. Failure to launch, basically, Chris America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Failure to launch. And that segment, Chris America-like performance of the weekend, were brought to you by Blockbuster Video. Make sure you get, if you buy 1 rental, you get another rental for free.
That's a coupon that is so valuable right now.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Everybody needs one.
All right, Chris America, I'm going to pivot on you. It's time to talk.
Pivot.
I saw Mike Berline put in a little tweet out there on our Twitter line, and I'm going to talk something that's a little bit more his style, and that's Reds baseball. So the Reds faced the Giants last night, and they had themselves a heck of a first inning. 3 pitches in a row result in 3 home runs off of Samardzija. The Reds looked great in the first inning, but unfortunately still lose the game 6-5 after a 4-run first inning. Sorry about your Reds out there, Mike Berline. I'm sorry, man.
Loudbeard, I don't know if you know this, but baseball is a 9-inning game. And so you gotta complete it all out. You can't just win the first inning and then expect the game to be handed to you.
Yeah, that's true story, Chris America. Christian Yelich is back. He hits his 15th home run as he returns to the lineup for the Brewers. And one more Reds-related story. Not that I am pondering out there for the listeners, but maybe I am pondering. I said pandering, I meant. So Reds release 3-time All-Star Matt Kemp after batting .200 with 1 home run in 20 games. He was brought over from the Dodgers in that big trade that brought Puig over to the Reds. And now they're losing an All-Star, but Matt Kemp looks like a shell of his former self. And that was Baseball Talk, brought to you by Loudbeard. See, that was my segment. We all can have segments. I didn't even tell you I was going to do that segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Loudbeard, there is
Yes.
a cannonball of a news story right now. Just broke to us from Jenny of Ohio, tweeting at us. Big win in the fast food world. Wendy's spicy chugged nuggets are coming back.
I think that was supposed to be chicken nuggets.
Yeah, probably chicken, but I like to
but I think
quote
it's an
my
autocorrect.
listeners. I like to quote our listeners verbatim, and I like the idea of chugging spicy nuggets.
Now, do you think that's what they call chicken nuggets in Ohio? They call them spicy chug nugs?
Spicy
Like-
chug nugs. Yep. Hey, you get
That's
some.
what
Hey, can you go to the Wendy's and get me some spicy chug nugs?
Is that like Ohio accent coming through? Chug
I think
nugs.
it is chug
Okay.
nugs.
I'm just curious. These are
Chugging
important
and
questions.
nugging.
All of our listeners want to know. We
Instead-
seem to
instead
have
of
a
shaking
high
it-
volume of Ohio listeners all of a sudden.
And instead of shake and bake, it's chug and nug.
Oh man! Wow.
Oh man,
Boy, have we fallen off.
This is a great start to the week.
Yeah.
I feel good about this week, Loudbeard. We are going to have an excellent week of basketball, hockey, baseball, and Game of Thrones. Was it good? What do you grade it?
Yeah, it was good. I saw Scott Kaiser putting his info out there on the Craft Brewed Sports page and out on Twitter. He said he thought the two of the scenes last night were better than any of the scenes from the previous week when we had the big battle. I just have to say, it was a great show last night.
Spoiler,
I enjoyed
geez,
it.
tell me there's a battle in episode 6? Ugh.
Yeah, you're okay. You know what? Spoiler for talking about last week's episode. I think the spoiler alert thing doesn't mean anything anymore. If you're not listening or if you're not keeping up with it, it's a too bad situation for you, Chris America. I know you're on season 1, episode 2 or something like that. Well, guess what? You've had plenty of time to catch up, and it's never going to happen at this point. And I just want to say last night was another great episode, and I'm ready for this whole thing to kind of come together. It's like when I watched Endgame, I'm ready for everything to kind of wrap up and tie together. And that's what happened in Endgame. And I think we're only a couple episodes away from the finale here for Game of Thrones. And they're really building up this final battle and who's going to sit on the throne. And I'm just ready for it because it has been such a glorious journey in the world of Game of Thrones. Now,
Yes.
Chris America, I do want to. I got one more story that I need to mention, and this is a feel-good story. We need to be motivated on Mondays, and we need to know that our day is going to start off on the right foot because that's what
Yes.
Scout Team Radio does.
Yes,
But
I've kind of let us down with the Monday motivation thing. I'll get back on it.
oh well, this is a story that'll help keep you motivated. Linebacker from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ryan Shazier, gets an opportunity this weekend to dance at his own wedding. So, Chris America, this is significant news because he had that horrendous neck and spine injury where they weren't even sure if he would ever walk again. And I believe it's been 18 months since that injury. And he's walking around, he's moving. He says he wants to play football again. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but he is up and he gets a chance to dance at his own wedding. This is great news, and this is what I love to hear in the world of sports is these good stories, these comeback stories, and I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's awesome. And it is highly motivated. Now, Loudbeard, I have a question, though.
Yes.
If this had happened to you, do you think you would go back and play football? Or would you say, you know what? You dodged one bullet. Don't ever try to do it again.
So you're saying if you successfully come back, if you
Yes.
would want to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Would you
Man,
risk
see,
it again?
it's difficult because you got to think of the mentality as an NFL pro
Right.
player. Like
Yeah, of course.
these guys are competitors, and they're vicious competitors, and they always want to be on the field. I would say personally, I'd be like, all right, this is scary. I'm good. I've already had a successful career.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to live my second half of my life now.
Right.
But as an NFL player, I don't know if they can make that decision. I think a guy like Ryan Shazier wants to be on the field.
Yeah, for sure. I hope he makes it, and then I hope it ends well for him, and that it can really continue to be that story. And just the same with our boy Mackenzie Milton. I hope he makes a full recovery back. He's up and walking on his own. He's still got the boot, or the knee brace, but walking on his own. Big sign. And listen, we're gonna chug and nug our way out of here, Loudbeard. It's the end of our Monday, but we'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early on 12 Ounce Sports Radio and simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network. If you guys missed any of the show, be sure to go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, ScoutTeamRadio.com. You can listen to us all there. Subscribe and rate us, please. Thank you. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Hey, what's up there, listeners? This is your friendly neighborhood Loudbeard, and I'm here to tell you that there's two type of people in the world, those that are on a podcast and those that want to be on a podcast. And if you are one of those out there that want to be on a podcast, one of the first decisions you will need to make is which podcast host you want to use. That's right. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, you need to check out Podbean. Here at Scout Team Radio, we have been using Podbean since the very beginning, and we absolutely love it. They are easy to use, and they have affordable options. Just go to podbean.com/STR. That's right, Scout Team Radio. Podbean.com/STR to get started today. What are you waiting for?